Turn that TV on now. There's a new Retro Joe's video.
Who?
Retro Joe's. Turn it on.
Who's Joe?
Who's
Joe
Joe?
Mama!
Yes, what is up, guys? Retro Joe's here, back with episode 3 of Talking Tranmere podcast. Now, as a disclaimer, this will not be for the faint-hearted because, as you would have seen by the title of this particular episode of the podcast, this is not going to be, it's just so frustrating what I'm about to get out in this, but I'm just going to go with it and say exactly how I feel. Now, is there a way I can sum up the start of the season we've had in just maybe, 3 to 4 seconds?
What a load of fucking shit!
Yep, I think that bald man has just summed it up perfectly, because that is exactly how bad it's been at the start of the season. And we all knew I was sceptical before. We all knew that I was kind of going into it not that confident about the way we were going to start and this, that and the other. But the one thing that I expected us to see in this team was, improvement in terms of the way we went forward compared to the end of last season. Just to have something different there, something that felt fresh about the team. But honestly, guys, nothing has changed, and in our first game against Stevenage, we were awful. Do not get me wrong, I think Stevenage played very, very well, and they've actually won both of their games so far this season, and they are possibly looking like, a bit of a dark horse, bit of an underdog possibly that could flirt in and around the playoffs. But in terms of, if I just take that out of the equation and I focus on how we play, we were awful. And I really can't put my finger on why, considering we're in front of our home crowd. We've got, 6,500 fans in there that are trying to cheer the lads on and, wanting us to get off to a good start. And then the players perform like that. And I'm led to believe as well that there were a few players that didn't actually applaud the fans at the end. And it's like, how fucking dare you? Like, have you seen the effort that, some people, such as myself, have to make just to go to one game? And then you give that kind of performance and you don't even applaud the fans at the end. And yes, I'm looking at you, Jameson, the new centre-back we got from Oldham. He is absolutely tragic. The only reason that I can think that he's actually in this team is because at the end of the day, we've obviously, Turnbull's not fit. Tom Davis, who's made of glass, as we mentioned in the previous episode, is injured. And, Hull, seemingly so, isn't ready to make the step up into the first team yet because he was on the bench for our second game against Mansfield. And, yeah, as you would have seen before, we lost 2-1 against Stevenage, and we were probably lucky to even score a goal in that one. But if we go to our most recent game against Mansfield Town away from home, I won't lie, again, I was expecting us to lose again. I was. But what was worrying again was that we just saw so many similar things in terms of, we weren't attacking that much. We didn't create a lot of chances in the game. And I tipped Mansfield, I'm pretty sure, to be up there in the playoffs and this, that and the other, possibly even automatics. But to not show any fight and to perform the way that we did was just completely unacceptable. And it all boils down, I think, to the manager. We all know that I was sceptical on whether this team was going to be good enough or not. But the loss itself was down to a lack of creativity because the defence didn't do a whole lot wrong. And in fact, if it wasn't for Jameson in this one, clearing one off the line, we probably would have fallen defeat by more. But again, there's just no attacking in this team, and Nevitt and Hemmings up front, they just do not offer enough at all. And I'm really starting to wonder whether we're actually going to have another striker lined up, because if I'm Connor Wickham, who we spoke about in the previous video, why on earth would he want to come to Tranmere in this state? Why on earth would he want to come to a team that's not going to give him service? Why would he want to play in a system that is just continuously negative? And I've been ranting about it to my friend all weekend, and I honestly already, guys, cannot see us improving, and I don't see a recovery to what we're doing unless we completely change the style that we've got at the moment, which seems to be just, playing for corners and free kicks, like by just lumping it over the top. And if we don't recover very, very quickly, then my goodness me, we could actually be in a relegation scrap this season, because I can't see, because there's 2 relegation places for those who don't know, and I can't see 2 teams in this division currently that are worse than we are in terms of the way that we're playing. And that is a massive, massive worry already after just 2 games. So moving on swiftly from those negative players and the negative results, I look forward to our next game, which is in the Carabao Cup against Accrington Stanley. And honestly, a cup break could not have come soon enough after the results that we've had. I'm just hoping that, our manager Mickey Mellon's going to use this next cup game to, try and experiment. I want to see Mbongo, who we did actually sign from the previous video. We did actually end up signing him, and he hasn't even featured on the bench yet. So surely, to Christ, he's got to try and introduce him into that game, because we just desperately need to try and experiment, to try something different against Accrington, and it's the perfect opportunity to do it. And as far as I'm concerned, if we don't do that in a game that essentially there's no pressure and there's not really that much at stake with it being a cup game, then in my opinion, Mickey Mellon, not only has he got to go, in my opinion, because that's what I think of him at the minute anyway, he's completely lost the plot. If he's not at least going to try different things, if he's not going to try and get us to create and produce differently in the final third, then I just don't know what to say anymore if that is the case. But I do think that we will experiment. I want to see Hockenhull play. I want to see how good he can be in a competitive game. I want to see Hawks used in his natural position on the left. Maybe try stick someone like Stratozoulis, one of our youth players, on the right wing, see if he's any good. Just experiment. Just try and see if there's anything that we could do to go into our next league game against Gillingham that would, give us a better chance of winning, because we desperately need something different. And honestly, guys, I just at the moment cannot see us winning any games as it stands unless we drastically change what we're doing. But only time will tell if that's actually going to happen. But that is going to do it for this podcast, guys. I'm just really hoping that I can give the next episode a little bit more of an uplift, because there's not a lot to be positive about Tranmere Rovers right now, guys, honestly. And I usually do try and stay upbeat when I'm, putting out there what I think about Tranmere, but right now there is just nothing to be positive about. And I'm just really hoping that after the Accrington game, I can come onto here and say, not only maybe did we get a win and get through to the next round and get a draw against, a bigger team that's going to be a good away day, but, that I can say that we were playing positively and that there's stuff to be positive about. Because honestly, the last thing I want to do is be doing repetitive vlogs where I say that we're not playing well and, we're doing this, that and the other thing. But anyway, as I've said that, the next episode will be out on Wednesday basically the Wednesday coming up, whenever this video gets released, which will either be Sunday night or Monday night when you're seeing this. So, yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for everyone that watched. Please, if you are new, hit the subscribe button. It means a lot. And I will talk to you all next time. Take care, stay safe. Peace.